Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about Mega Man 11. We're going to review this after we've done beating the whole game. I know it's a little late, but I kind of want to justify where we stand with Mega Man games. So, the cool thing about this game, first of all, is that they kept the old element of the stage selects, so this is pretty neat. And the Dr. Wily here in the middle. And pretty much they took a lot of elements from the previous Mega Man games, and it's pretty amazing. They just changed a few they changed a few voices, but it's fine. It's nothing to be worried about, really. But you know, I've been playing Mega Man since I was a little kid, and I've been playing it over and over again. And Mega Man 11, I'm gonna tell you, it was a fun game, really fun game. I actually beat it on the hardest difficulty, so it was challenging at times. The stages were, but the bosses weren't that difficult. So what we want to talk about is how Mega Man changed throughout the series from 1 to now. Actually, the newest thing is the gear change. So it's the power gear and the speed gear. That really helps you out when you're playing this game, especially when you're doing it on the hardest mode. It comes down to it not being a difficult game. It just comes down to it being, getting through it without, getting mad. But it wasn't necessarily the hardest Mega Man game, but it was very entertaining. It was fun. A good thing about the game also is that the stages were so long. Instead of having super short stages, it was a good idea in terms of, play length, playing duration of the game. The bosses were fairly easy if you figured out their pattern, but that's every Mega Man game out there. There's always a pattern. And if you've been playing Mega Man since, you were a kid, then you pretty much adopted the whole Mega Man scheme. So nothing to worry about there. Would I recommend this to, beginners in terms of playing a Mega Man game for the first time? I think I would. I think this would be the best. This would be the best Mega Man game to start off with. I mean, we're not really looking at story here for other games. So another thing I want to talk to you guys about is the animation for this game. Was it good? Was it better than Mega Man 8, which everyone loved? Was it better than that one? I'm gonna say it was not better than Mega Man 8 in terms of, art style, because Mega Man 8 had some flavor to it. I'm not sure if you guys have played that game, but if you haven't, you guys should play it. It's a really awesome game. And this one, well, although the 3D-ish, 2D-ish style is pretty appealing, a lot of people didn't really like the running animation. It just looked off. But it's not really a big deal. So I guess at this point I'm going to talk about the bad parts of the game, or not the bad necessarily, but the parts where I would change, and that would be just the running, and I would change it back to 2D, just like Mega Man 8, continuing off to that. And I wouldn't make it this way. I guess it's okay, but it's not in my world perfect. Another thing is I would make it somewhat difficult, more difficult, because the speed gear and the power gear make this game actually easier to do. It's easier to get through, and really everything's in slow motion. As you can see, I could just I could just kill this dude and it wouldn't be a problem. That's it. That's the mini boss. But other than that, I guess it's a really fun mechanic to the game. It's really interesting to do. It's very innovative, and I like the concept. But then again, it was just too easy to get through things. Another thing I would change, or I would add to the game, if they were to make another game, is to actually learn from their other games, their previous games, right? Like, for example, the old Mega Mans, like Mega Man 7, or the one before that, like 6, they had more things. Like for this one, I guess they took from Mega Man 8 a little bit, where you could buy parts, but you couldn't buy new shots, if you know what I'm saying. Like in Mega Man 8, you could buy a laser beam, you could buy an arrow charge shot, and so forth. And Mega Man 7, I wish they brought back things from back in 7 and 6 when they gave us the ability to morph with Rush, to have an armor just like Mega Man X. Because finding the parts for Rush, it was very, very exciting. It felt like I was playing Mega Man X, finding the capsules, but it just gave it more flavor to the. It brought a lot to the game and the way you play the game. So if they were to make a Mega Man 12, I hope they add that in. And if you guys don't know what I'm saying, just look at Mega Man 7, Mega Man 6, and the ones before that, and they had very interesting concepts. Also, there should have been a different level where you're on Rush and you're finding people through there, just like in Mega Man 8. That one was very fun to do because then you get to have B, and you get to have your the other dudes join you and kick ass, which was very fun at the time. So those are very key points to my liking. I don't know if it's for your liking. If you're a longtime Mega Man fan, if you feel the same way, then I'm there with you, because I think this game could have been better, or it could have been, yeah, exactly, it could have just been better, in my opinion. And I don't think it's not a thing where it's gonna change my mind, and it's not gonna tell me that I'm not gonna get the game. But this is a really fun game. Nothing's really changing my mind. The only thing that's changing my mind would be if they were lazy with it, but you could tell they weren't lazy with this game. But other than that, those are the pros and cons. Should you still buy this game? Yes, hell yeah, you should buy this game, because there's actually story. This is the first time they have interactive story. They haven't had it for a long time, actually. You just had to read through dialogue, but this one actually brings voices, very good voices. The voices for every character in this game was well done. The music's also well done. It's not the best, it's not a Mega Man 2, if you know what I'm saying, but it was decent. It was actually not bad. So I give this game overall 8 out of 10. And for the other 2 points is because, it's not the perfect game, in my opinion. Not the perfect Mega Man game that I expected. But, there's still time for growth. It's still time for developers to actually listen to us. But overall, yeah, I'd get this game. Super fun game. Well, that's gonna be it for this review, and I hope you guys get this game. Well, have a good day.